So my recording is on so that you can see how this goes. But you can get Revit through our VMware. And what was up with that? There we go. And you're going to do this one that says ARC Design and Engineering, because that's the one that has the right version of Revit that we're going to use. Okay, so be sure to go to that one, ARC Design and Engineering Technology. But I'm going to do it just from my desktop right now. So let me bring this up. And so when you open that file, first you have to do, let me do it like this. When Revit opens up, it'll look like this. And so then you'll go to Open, and wherever you stored it, now I got to figure out where I stored it. I might have saved it in downloads. Well, shoot. I'll just have to re-download it. Just a sec. And if you want, you can actually just drag it in. Maybe not. What's going on with that? There it is. Open. Now it should be in downloads. There it is right there. Okay, so once it opens up, you're going to see it something like this. Okay, and that's actually the site. And I want to show you how Revit works. And your deliverable for this week is literally just going to be a bunch of pictures. Okay, and this would be one of them. And this is what's called the site plan. So at the top, you have the properties of whatever you're looking at. So this says I'm looking at a floor plan. Its view scale is 1 to 20. There's all this stuff that's showing, which you don't have to worry about just yet. We'll get into all of this as we go. But then down here shows you what all is available to look at. Okay? And the ones that you're going to want to look at the most are this 3D view. So there's the 3D view of the site. And if I hold Shift and my wheel down, I can orbit, and just the wheel does pan. Okay? So there's the 3D view. The other view that's probably going to be important is to look at the section views. And I'm going to look at it from the south. So this helps me understand what level things are on. Because you see over here all the levels. So I can look at the floor plan of level 1, 2, but 3 would show me the level of this pad where the tiny house is going to go. And level 4 would show me the pad where their building actually is, where their residence is. Okay, so this one's so you'll want to take a snip of this to show that you can go to a south view. You want to be able to see the whole site, and you want to be able to probably see level 3. There's level 3. And see how that's all cut off? So if you want to go look and see level 4, I don't know why level 4 isn't showing up. We'll go look at that later. Okay, but this one's an important one because this is where the action will all be. And this is where the tiny houses will be sitting, probably. Okay, so for right now, all you need to do is be able to do that. Now you should know that each one of these lines is a topo line. So if you were to walk along the line, you would be walking on the same elevation. So if you want to know the elevation, you go to annotate, and I am recording this, and you can put a spot elevation on. Click, click, click. And that shows that my elevation is 25. Now this thing has a terrible view scale. 1/8 of an inch equals a foot. So I would probably want to change that to at least 1 inch equals 20 feet. It's getting a little better. But you know, if you're trying to figure out how far this is, you know, this is like 700 feet. So I probably want 1 inch equals 40 feet or 1 inch equals 50 feet. So when I put it on a piece of paper, it looks a little better. So I know that's a lot to throw at you all at once, but that's, and you don't have to put these on and you don't have to get these right. For right now, I just want you going, okay, what can I see? Where can I see it? And then that's all working with these views. And you can even take a look. Level 1, you don't see anything because it's below ground. Level 3 is really where all the action is. And level 4, let me go also to 1 inch equals 50 feet. And I don't know why I'm not seeing anything. Because everything is hidden. That's interesting. I'm going to unhide all that. There, now I can see it. And there's tons of stuff, and you don't have to get this right yet. You just want to know what you, look at that. Level 4 says it's level 1. That's weird. Now I can see a lot of it. I don't know why I can't see all of it. Bottom should be level 4. That's really weird. Why is that not letting me go to level 4? Bottom should say level 4. There we go. There we go. I'll show you how to do all that later on. Just kind of like get some pictures of what you do know and what you can see, and just start getting kind of used to it. Oh, look at that. There it is. It's on the thing, and I'm finding out what's what. And look there, that is the property. little bit off. Looks like the property goes over here a little bit, but that looks pretty close to what the property looks like. There's where it is. This is where the tiny houses are going to go. Now if we start looking at these elevations, you're going to find, ooh, that's not so good, because this is where this thing is cool. If I'm able to put in a new view, kind of like right through there, that's sort of what it looks like, but that's backwards. I need to make it look the other direction. Hold on. There we go. So that's going to look right along the ground. And what we do is we look at it and we go, uh-oh, if I were to draw a line from here up to the house, I'd be going, oops, I have to have my water go uphill, my drain. So this is how we're going to figure out what's going on. And I'll be going over lots of little details, and actually I'll be doing some of the changes for you. Whoops, here we go. Like, I want that to be pretty black. And I'll be making these changes, but I'd just like you to be able to see how it's going to look. There we go. So now you can see, oh, it's pretty obvious. I'm going to have to go uphill for my water. And this is the actual building. I don't know why it's drawn like that, but it is. But you see where the problem goes there. Does that kind of give you a little bit idea of what we can do? Okay. So that's a super basic intro to Revit. So what your items that you're going to have to do, and I'm going to put it into here. So your deliverables, open Revit file, take snips of each view that shows you something. You saw a bunch of them don't show you anything. Okay? And then to identify where the tiny houses will go and where the main residence is. So that's going to be your deliverable, which I just typed in for you in your thing. And I'll tell you, it's like, okay, I don't get this program, but you're going to start figuring out that everything is done by levels. And these levels have all been assigned. And you're going to want to start getting used to those levels. Oh, that's level.
And are levels connected to the topo lines, or are there multiple topo lines in each level, if that makes sense?
Yeah, there's multiple topo lines in each level. The level is literally just an arbitrary cut line that we thought would be useful. And so when I look down at level 3, I see everything that would be visible if I were to cut this whole thing along there. So you'd imagine that I really couldn't see much up here because I'd be cutting below it. If I tried to look down at this level, all I would see is dirt, right? But I would see topo lines. So let me go to level 3. So you can see I've cut into the dirt right here. That's the sign for earth. But I do see this nice little level pad, and I see the slope going downwards. Okay, and where the topo lines are close to each other, the slope is steep, and where they're far apart, the slope is really, really shallow.
And when it says level 3 is 25 feet, does that mean 25 feet above like level ground?
Yes, it so and that's another one that we sort of get to make arbitrary. So level 1 we chose as the lowest point in the property. Okay? I mean, it could be 100 feet above sea level, it could be 20 feet above the nearest road. We don't know. But for the purposes of our project, and that's called Project Zero, we chose the lowest point on the property. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, cool. Um, and really it's just like, okay, let me get my head around this thing, and you can just shoot me questions all week long as you run into something. How come it looks like this? Why is it like that? This thing doesn't make any sense to me. Until you sort of understand that there are floor plans, which is looking straight down, you can basically just not even worry about ceiling plans. We don't use them. There's floor plans, there's 3D views, and there's elevations. And then where we cut it, there's a section. And that's how it works. Later on, you'll also see pieces of paper, sheets, that we can put these views on. Okay? I just want you to get you familiar with this file a little bit, and then I'll have you clean it up, and we'll start putting in pipes. And we'll put pipes into where we think it will work well, and then we'll put the product in that you made. We'll put in the shower, we'll put in the kitchen sink, we'll put in the toilet, and then you'll see that it can do all sorts of analyzing. If you look at this analyze tab, it can do pressure losses, it can do HVAC, it can do electrical. Ah, oh, man, I'm telling you, it can calculate so much stuff. It can do load calcs, all sorts of structural calculations. This program is just an amazing analysis. You can do energy stuff. Wow. It's just amazing what you can do. We're going to do piping calculations eventually. In about 3 weeks, we'll be doing piping calculations. And then it'll kind of tie together with that piping work that you already did. So that'll be cool. Okay? How does that all sound?
It sounds good. It's a good start.
Yep. So so you've got the file, you've had a little bit of a start. I'm going to stop the recording now.